Hey guys, Desmond Landers here, your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship. Welcome back to the language of business. And in this video, we are going to talk about customer acquisition cost, or CAC as we call it in the startup world. A customer acquisition cost is what you spend in time or money to create awareness and lure people into buying products or services from you. It's an acquisition cost, right? So many of us, we go shopping in stores and malls and all this type of stuff every single day, but we don't understand, or we don't realize in many cases, that those organizations spend a lot of money to get in front of us. Branding on television through commercials, direct mail pieces, online advertisements, viral videos, right? That may not have been traditionally invested into like a commercial, but something that they're spending time and money to be created to get in front of you. All of that is a part of an acquisition cost. And if you don't understand your acquisition cost, then one of two things are going to happen to you. Either you're going to end up like the people who don't want to spend any money, and they don't realize that they're spending more money in time, essentially, because they don't want to spend money. And sometimes time is finite. You can't replicate it or create more of it. You can only do what you can do. So if you're only spending your time on one individual person, then you're not going to be able to scale and grow. But when you spend money, you just might be able to scale and grow. On the flip side, though, when it comes to customer acquisition costs, if you're all about spending money and you don't care, kind of like me, in a responsible way, and you're willing to understand the metrics and understand how your customer acquisition cost factors into the profit and the return that you're going to get, then the other issue you're going to have is you need to make sure that you're not spending too much to acquire a customer. Here's a very, very simple rule for just basic business. Do not pay more to acquire a customer then your customer is going to yield you in profits on the first transaction. Here's an example. If you're selling something for $100 and the variable cost of it is 70, right? $70 to put that thing together, whatever that is, that means you have a profit margin of 30. Now, if you paid 35 to acquire the customer, and I'm not talking about subscription, I'm not talking about anything complicated where you could get money down the line. I'm just talking about this one transaction, they'll never come back. It's a business where people never come back, right? Which there are some businesses like that. I get it, I got it, I'm done, see you later, I'll never see you in my life. In that type of business, you do not want to spend more than your profit margin when you're trying to acquire a customer. Because basically what you did is you just wasted time, you lost money, and if you keep doing that at a rapid rate, especially if you're spending money, which means you're going to get a lot of attention, right? Especially if you're selling at a lower price, people are probably going to think it's a good deal. They're going to put you out of business. In fact, you are going to put you out of business because you're taking a loss on every transaction. You can't turn a profit margin. And this is, what people are talking about. Well, hey, my business is in the red. Are we selling the product? Are we spending less than our actual profit margin on the purchase of that transaction before we acquire the customer? Assuming that we don't have a subscription business, or assuming we don't have this grandiose plan to get them to become a repeat customer. Do not break that rule. Spend less than your profit margin to acquire your customer if you're going to spend money at all. I'm a believer of spending money. Others are not. But the big point is here, understand the cost. Now, for those of you that are like me, that are a little bit more sophisticated, you've been in business for a little bit, you understand your metrics and your numbers, and you're comfortable kind of pushing the envelope, and you have historical data with a proven business, right? Now, for you, I would say that you can spend more in your acquisition cost than your profit margin on the initial purchase, as long as you have a long-term plan and you understand the value of each customer to you in terms of profit. So let me give you a quick example. Let's say that Starbucks has broken down their per acquisition costs on every person that walks in and buys coffee from them. And let's say it costs $50 for them to acquire a Starbucks customer, right? Well, if the average transaction is almost $10 at Starbucks with a 50% profit margin, that means every time you come in there, they're going to be making $5 to $6, right? So if they spend money on the front end, and you spend $5 to $6 every time, but they know that every Starbucks customer comes in 20 times, that means they're going to make $100 off of you, right? They're going to lose in the very, very beginning, but every time you come back, they're going to recoup their money plus a profit, recoup their money plus a profit, recoup their money plus a profit until their break-even point, which is probably the 10th visit from you. Now they broke even. Now everything else that you do and spend money with them, they don't have to pay to acquire you again. But guess what? You're still spending money with them, and that's how they can rationalize losing money on the front end, because they're a big company, they can take the hit to make the money up on the back end. That's something called the lifetime value of a customer. You need to understand what is the lifetime revenue of an average customer when you spend money, how many transactions that they are going to do with you, and also what is the net yield you're going to get over the lifetime of the customer. if that net yield, again, for sophisticated people, sophisticated entrepreneurs and business owners, if that net yield is greater than what you're going to spend, even up front taking a loss on your acquisition cost, then you can spend it because you're going to get the money back. Now, you got to understand and make sure to manage your cash flow if you're going to go into that sophisticated route, because that can become tricky. And if you don't know your numbers, I would highly advise the safest bet is to make sure you understand your profit margin and you only spend up to or less, and I would encourage you to do less so you have some wiggle room, that amount of money to acquire your customer. Now, I don't want to confuse you or make it seem like it's overwhelming or whatever it is, but even if you got a side business, you have a customer acquisition cost. So the first thing you must do is you must understand, what is my average transaction price? What is my average variable cost? What's the net margin? Boom. From there, you can say, I got a profit of this. Now I'm comfortable with spending, out of that $30, I'm comfortable with spending 15 or 20 to go into the marketplace, to put into direct mail, to put into Google AdWords, to put into television ads late at night, right? Whatever that is, then do that. Just make sure you don't spend any more money than you can afford to spend to acquire a customer that you'll get back later in the form of a profit. My name is Desmond Landers, your startup advisor and partner in entrepreneurship, and thank you so much for watching Customer Acquisition Cost.